Hello guys, in the last video we have seen object class and its methods and how hash code method and how toString methods are existed. Now in this video we are going to see more information about our toString method. First of all, what exactly the purpose of toString method? The main intention of the toString method is which one? To get reference value of an object. That means where this toString method is available, the toString method is existed in a common and default superclass, that is object class. In object class, toString method was available in such a way to return a string. That string contains class name symbol reference value of the object. Good. Now I will ask one question there. Now try to recognize this answer for this question now. For example, I have taken class K. Wait, class K. Here I have taken. Now three cases I am telling here. You have to find output for the three cases now. Case number 1. A small a is equal to new a object I created. Now case number 1. String ref is equal to a dot toString method. String ref is equal to a dot toString method. After completion of this, sys.out.println of ref I want to display. This is case number 1. Next one is directly sys.out.println of a dot toString method. Directly I called it. This is case number 2. Next one, case number 3. Sys.out.println of a. Overall 3 codes here I provided. String ref is equal to a dot toString. Sys.out.println of ref. Okay. Sys.out.println of a dot toString method. Second case. Sys.out.println of a. Here my question is, in all 3 times, in all 3 attempts, output is same or different? In all the 3 cases, output is same or different? That is my question now. Let us execute this. Observe carefully. Here we are calling toString method explicitly. We are getting reference value and we are displaying reference value. Second one is, we are calling toString method as a parameter to sys.out.println method. So whatever the return value here we are getting from toString method, that return value here we are able to display. So almost all case 1 and case 2 both are same. In the case 1 indirectly I displayed that. In case 2 directly I called the toString method as a parameter to the sys.out.println. These 2 cases are okay, good, no problem. Both are same. Same output we are able to get in first 2 times. But what about this last one? I am not calling toString method over this a. Directly I passed a as a parameter to sys.out.println. But remember one point here. In Java, when we call toString method, then only we are able to get output like class name symbol reference value. First 2 times we call toString method, but in the last time we are not calling toString method, and I want to check this output here, what is going to be happened. Which output here we are able to get at third time, that is my point here. First 2 times I was confirmed that output is very same, class name symbol same reference value, but third time what we are able to get? Is that only reference value or class name symbol reference value we are able to get? That we are going to understand clearly. Now let us check this clearly. Run this example. If you observe this total output, in all 3 times we are getting same output or not? That means last output is also be very same as which one first 2 times or not? Yes, exactly. All 3 times we are getting same output. But what happened internally? First 2 times only I called toString method, but last time I did not call toString method, but still we are getting the same output. What exactly the output we have seen by calling toString method? Same output we are getting even in the case of last one also. No? So exactly what happened internally, the internal concept is which one? The internal content is which one? When we provide a reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println method, when we provide reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println method, internally JVM will call toString method over the provided reference variable. What exactly the reference variable here we provided? Internally JVM sys.out.println of JVM will access toString method over the provided reference variable. This is going to be happen internally. First 2 times we called toString method explicitly, but the last time JVM called toString method internally. Whatever it may be, finally toString method is executed in all 3 cases. In the first 2 times we called up internally explicitly, but in the last time we called internally. That means JVM called internally. So because of that reason, 3 times here we are getting output. So conclusion is which one? When we pass any reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println method, internally JVM will call toString method over the provided reference variable. Okay, fine. When we execute the toString method here, we are getting the required output clearly. Which output here? No, class name, @ and reference value here we are getting directly. It's okay. This is the point here we have to understand. Next one, what exactly that internal now let me execute this here. We are able to get the same output here. That's fine. Okay, fine. No issues. No. Next one is here. What exactly the scenario is going on here? I want to remove this, for example. Okay, sir. Now here, when we provide like this, sys.out.println of A, when we provide like this A, internally toString method is executed. Okay, but how toString method is executed internally? When we call toString method, when JVM access toString method over A reference variable internally, first JVM will search for toString method in a class which is referred by A variable. A referred class. Inside this A referred class, JVM will search for toString method. JVM will search for toString method in a class A which is referred by reference variable A. If it is not available, if toString method is not available in class A, then only JVM will search for toString method in its superclass of class A. For superclass, for class A, superclass is available. Inside the superclass, JVM will search for it. Now tell me, do you have any superclass for class A explicitly? No superclass, no. So when no superclass is available explicitly, immediately JVM will search for the toString method in which class? No, object class. Object class toString method will be executed. By the execution of this object class toString method, we are able to get output is which one there? Class name, @ and reference value of the object. When we execute this program here we are getting the same output. Means that whenever JVM is calling A.toString method, first JVM will access the toString method first of all JVM will access the toString method over the provided reference variable. So when JVM is calling toString method, first JVM will search for toString method in the respective class A which is referred by reference variable A. So if toString method is not available in the respective class A, then JVM will search for toString method into superclass. No explicit superclass is available for class A, so JVM will search for toString method in the common and default superclass. That is which one they know? Object class. In object class toString method is available. It was implemented in such a way to return class name, @ and the reference value of the object. This is what exactly the internal flow of execution of which one? toString method clearly. For example, if toString method is available in class A, if toString method is existed inside the class A, then immediately JVM will execute the toString method and JVM will display the what exactly the content we provided inside this toString method of class A. For example, if you are having toString method, if you provide toString method in class A, then JVM will execute that toString method only. JVM will not go to which one they know? Object class toString method. So this is what exactly the internal flow of execution here we have to identify clearly. So okay, fine. Next one is, but I have a requirement now. What about my requirement here? My requirement is, when I pass a reference variable as a parameter to sys.out.println method, directly we are getting reference value as an output. Directly here we are getting a reference value as an output. But I don't want to display reference value of the object. I don't like to display reference value of the object. It is not my requirement. Displaying reference value is not my requirement. It is a developer requirement. Myself is a customer now. I don't require object reference value. Who requires that object reference value when the project is in a production mode now? So as a customer, I'm expecting my own details. I don't want to expect which one they know reference value of the object. So whenever I'm passing reference value, that means a reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println method, I want to execute toString method, but I don't want to display reference value of the object. I want to display some details now. So if you want to display any other content details instead of reference value of the object, there we have to override that respective toString method in a class A. In a class A, we have to override the respective toString method. So if you provide our own toString method in our class A, automatically we are not going to execute which one they know? Object class toString method. For example, now once again I am asking here, now try to understand this now. If I run this example, reference value of the object here we are getting, that's fine. Now I am going to override toString method in class A. If I override toString method in class A here, what we have to do there? Public string toString. Public string toString. Now inside this just I want to return which one can know. Let's say for example Durga Software Solutions. I want to return that. Public string to string return Durga Software Solutions. Here I want to return. Okay, fine. Now here what happened there now? Whenever we are providing like this, now if you run this example here, we are able to get output like which one here now? Durga Software Solutions only. Output here we are getting there. Why we are getting output like Durga Software Solutions here now? Observe this clearly. Whenever we created a class object, no, reference variable is A. When we pass that reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println, internally JVM calls toString method over the A reference variable. When JVM is calling toString method over the A reference variable, first JVM will search for toString method in a class K. Inside this class K toString method is available. JVM has executed the toString method. By the execution of this toString method, automatically return. Here we are getting some value. What exactly the value here we are getting there? Durga Software Solutions. That value is written here. Whatever the value is written here, that value will come to this SOP statement. Now SOP statement is able to display that exactly Durga Software Solutions directly. So this is what exactly the purpose of which one can know, providing our own toString method in our respective class K. This is the meaning of overriding object class toString method. In this scenario, we are not executing which one they know, object class toString method. Here we are executing only our provided toString method. So this is what exactly the implementation part about our which one they know toString method. So now onwards in our Java applications, if you want to display some details about any particular entity, no need to prepare any other method. Just override the toString method, display our details. No, then after that, pass that respective class reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println. Automatically, the respective details here we are able to get directly. So this is the basic awareness on which one they know toString method in our Java class now. Okay, now instead of taking this class K, I want to take which one can know. For example, employee class here I want to take. For example, right, sir. Now my intention is which one there? I want to take class employee. For example, class employee. Inside this class employee here I want to take which one? String EID is equal to E-111 and string E-name is equal to, for example, now here Durga is an employee name and float E-cell is equal to 50,000.0F and string EADDR is equal to like which one here Hyderabad. Like this here we have taken. Now I want to display these details now. Then here what we have to do then? Simply I will go for public string or toString method. I have overridden that object class toString method here. Now namesake here I want to return just open and close it. But before this return statement I want to display all the employee details here. Now here we need to use which one there? sys.out.println of employee details here we are able to provide. Next one is sys.out.println of one line space here we are providing. Then after that and sys.out.println of first here we have to provide employee ID, right sir, plus EID that we are able to provide. Next one is sys.out.println of employee name, then a space plus E-name. Next one is sys.out.println of like employee salary. Employee salary here we have to provide space plus E-sal. Next one is sys.out.println of employee address plus EADDR. Here we are getting there. This data here we provided EADDR like this. Okay, toString method here I implemented here. Next one is which one? Then after that I need to come for our main class and main method. Now inside this main class and main method here what we have to do there? Employee EMP is equal to new employee object here we created. Then after creating this employee object, next one is which one there? Just I want to pass which one there? sys.out.println of EMP. Now here if we run this example, here we are able to get which one there? No, directly some output. Observe this clearly. Whenever we are passing EMP as parameter SOP statement, now JVM will call EMP.toString method. When it is calling EMP.toString method, first JVM will search for toString method with respect to class employee. Now it is available, so automatically this total data will be displayed here now. So if you observe this clearly here we are able to get some output. Employee details output here we are getting. Employee details, employee ID is E111, employee name is Durga and employee salary is 50,000 and employee address is which one? Hyderabad. Like this here we are getting the data. Not only this, in the case of Java, not only this like which one there, user defined classes there. Some of the predefined classes are also following the same approach. Some of the predefined classes are following the same approach. Which approach they are following here? So let's say for example, string is one of the classes. String s is equal to, string str is equal to new string of, let's say for example, Durga Software Solutions. Right sir, semicolon. Now in a string class also, we are not using object class toString method. String class is having its own toString method to display its details. Sys.out.println of str. If you observe there, here we are able to get content of the string object only. We are not going to get reference value of the respective string object now. In general, if it is executing object class toString method, reference value here we have to get. But here we are passing string reference variable. Here string class, its own toString method will be executed. Similarly, for example, wrapper class, if we identify there, integer, in is equal to new integer object here we created here. Now here 10 is the data here I passed here. Now here also, whenever we are passing sys.out.println of in, internally toString method will be executed, but not object class toString method, but integer class provided toString method will be executed. Integer class is having its own toString method to display the content of the string object. It's okay. Now here we are able to get 10 is the value here now. Not only that, exception object is available. Exception e is equal to, and now here we have to provide a new exception of, here we have to provide which one there, my own exception. Like this here I want to provide, this is my own exception. Now inside this my own exception, sys.out.println of e value here we are able to display. Now here also, whenever we are passing e reference variable, internally toString method will be called. The toString method is not like which one there, no object class toString method. Then JVM will execute exception class toString method. It able to display exception details directly. So java.lang.exception, my own exception, some description here we are getting there. Similarly, when we create this thread class object, thread t is equal to new thread. Now internally sys.out.println of t, when we pass there, in general we are expecting a reference value of the object, but here reference value of the object is not going to be executed. In place of this, thread class toString method will be executed. So whenever we are passing t as parameter to sys.out.println method, internally JVM will access toString method over the provided reference variable t. Then whenever t.toString method is called, automatically first JVM will search for toString method in the thread class. In a thread class toString method is available, that thread class toString method will be executed. Thread class toString method is returning a string. That string contains name of the thread and priority value of the thread and a reference, that means what next one, thread group name. So thread is a class name to which we are creating object. Thread 0 is the name of the thread, 5 is a priority value, and the next one main is which one there, no, thread group name. So some of the predefined classes are not depending on object class toString method, and they want to have their own toString method. They had overwritten that object class toString method in their classes, and they are returning a string. That string contains their own data. So instead of using object class toString method, here we are able to execute that means our class toString method, and our class toString method is providing our respective details directly. So this is what exactly the internal view of which one there, no, toString method directly.